Day 22. Exodus 12-14. Exodus chapter 12. The manner of preparing and eating the Paschal lamb, the firstborn of Egypt, are all slain, Israelites depart. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, This month shall be to you the beginning of months. It shall be the first in the months of the year. Speak ye to the whole assembly of the children of Israel, and say to them, On the 10th day of this month let every man take a lamb by their families and houses. But if the number be less than may suffice to eat the lamb, he shall take unto him his neighbor that joineth to his house, according to the number of souls which may be enough to eat the lamb. And it shall be a lamb without blemish, a male of 1 year, according to which rite also you shall take a kid. A kid. The phase might be performed either with a lamb or with a kid, and all the same rites and ceremonies were to be used with the one as with the other. And you shall keep it until the 14th day of this month, and the whole multitude of the children of Israel shall sacrifice it in the evening. And they shall take of the blood thereof, and put it upon both the side posts, and on the upper door posts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh that night roasted at the fire, and unleavened bread with wild lettuce. They shall not eat thereof anything raw, nor boiled in water, but only roasted at the fire. They shall eat the head with the feet and entrails thereof. Neither shall there remain anything of it until morning. If there be anything left, they shall burn it with fire. And thus ye shall eat it. You shall gird your reins, and you shall have shoes on your feet, holding staves in your hands, and you shall eat in haste, for it is the feast that is the passage of the Lord. And I will pass through the land of Egypt at night, and will kill every firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgments, and the Lord. And a blood shall be unto you for a sign in the houses where you shall be, and I shall see the blood, and shall pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you, when I shall strike the land of Egypt. And this day shall be for a memorial to thee, and ye shall keep it a feast of the Lord in the generations, with an everlasting observance. 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. In the first day there shall be no leaven in their houses. Whosoever shall eat anything leavened, from the first day until the 7th day, the soul shall perish out of Israel. The first day shall be holy and solemn, and the 7th day shall be kept with the like solemnity. There shall be no work in them except those things that belong to eating. And you shall observe the feast of the unleavened bread, for in this same day I will bring forth your army out of the land of Egypt, and you shall keep this day in your generations by a perpetual observance. The first month, the 14th day of the month, in the evening, you shall eat unleavened bread, until the 21st day of the same month, in the evening. Unleavened bread. By this it appears that our Savior made use of unleavened bread in the institution of the best sacrament, which was on the evening of the Paschal solemnity, at which time there was no leavened bread to be summoned in the tool. 7 days there shall not be found any leaven in your houses. He that shall eat leavened bread, his soul shall perish out of the assembly of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. He shall not eat anything leavened. In all your habitations you shall eat unleavened bread. And Moses called all the ancients of the children of Israel, and said to them, Go take a lamb by your families, and sacrifice a phase. And dip a bunch of hyssop in the blood that is at the door, and sprinkle the transom of the door therewith, and both the door cheeks, that none of you go out of the door of his house till morning. Sprinkle, etc. This sprinkling the doors of the Israelites with the blood of the Paschal lamb, in order to their being delivered from the sword of the destroying angel, was a lively figure of our redemption by the blood of Christ. For the Lord will pass through striking the Egyptians, and when he shall see the blood on the transom, and on both the posts, he will pass over the door of the house, and not suffer the destroyer to come into your houses and to hurt you. Thou shalt keep this thing as a law for thee and thy children forever. And when he hath entered into the land which the Lord will give you, as he had promised, he shall tell these ceremonies. And when your children shall say to you, What is the meaning of this service? He shall say to them, It is the victim of the passage of the Lord, when he passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, striking the Egyptians, and saving our houses. And the people bowing themselves adored. And the children of Israel going forth did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron. And it came to pass at midnight, the Lord slew every firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, who sat on his throne, unto the firstborn of the captive woman that was in the prison, and all the firstborn of cattle. And Pharaoh rose in the night, and all his servants, and all Egypt. And there arose a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house wherein there lay not one dead. And Pharaoh, calling Moses and Aaron in the night, said, Arise and go forth from among my people, you and the children of Israel, go, sacrifice to the Lord as ye say. Your sheep and herds take along with you, as you demanded, and departing bless me. And the Egyptians pressed the people to go forth out of the land speedily, saying, We shall all die. The people therefore did go forth as leaven, and the plagues put it on their shoulders. And the children of Israel did as Moses had commanded, and they asked of the Egyptians vessels of silver and gold, and very much raiment. And the Lord gave favor to the people in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them, and they stripped the Egyptians. And the children of Israel set forward from Ramesses-Succoth, being about 600,000 men on foot, beside children. And a mixed multitude, without number, went up also with them, sheep and herds, and beasts of divers kinds, exceeding many. And they baked a meal, which a little before they had brought out of Egypt in dough, and they made half cakes unleavened, for it could not be leavened, the Egyptians pressing them to depart, and not suffering them to make any stay, neither did they think of preparing any meat. And the abode of the children of Israel that they made in Egypt was 430 years. Which being expired, the same day all the army of the Lord went forth out of the land of Egypt. This is the observable night of the Lord, when he brought them forth out of the land of Egypt. This night all the children of Israel must observe in their generations. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, This is the service of the feast. No foreigner shall eat of it. But every bought servant shall be circumcised, and so shall eat. The stranger and the hireling shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten, neither shall you carry forth of the flesh thereof out of the house, neither shall you break a bone thereof. All the assembly of the children of Israel shall keep it. And if any stranger be willing to dwell among you, and to keep the feast of the Lord, all his males shall first be circumcised, and then shall he celebrate it according to the manner, and he shall be as he that is born in the land. But if any man be uncircumcised, he shall not eat thereof. The same law shall be to him that is born in the land, and to the proselyte that sojourneth with thee. And all the children of Israel did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron. On the same day the Lord brought forth the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their companies. Exodus chapter 13. The Paschal solemnity is to be observed, and the firstborn are to be consecrated to God. The people are conducted through the desert by pillar of fire in the night, and a cloud in the day. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Sanctify unto me every firstborn that openeth the womb among the children of Israel, as well of men as of beasts, for they are all mine. Sanctify unto me every firstborn. Sanctification in this place means that the firstborn males of the Hebrews should be deputed to the ministry in the divine worship, and the firstborn of beasts to be given for a sacrifice. And Moses said to the people, Remember this day in which ye came forth out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, for with a strong hand hath the Lord brought you forth out of this place, that you eat no leavened bread. This day they go forth in the month of Nisan. And when the Lord shall have brought thee into the land of the Canaanite, and the Hethite, and the Amorite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, which he swore to thy fathers that he would give thee, a land that floweth with milk and honey, thou shalt celebrate this manner of sacred rites in this month. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread, and on the 7th day shall be the solemnity of the Lord. Unleavened bread shall ye eat 7 days, there shall not be seen anything leavened with thee, nor in all thy coasts. And thou shalt tell thy son in that day, saying, This is what the Lord did to me when I came forth out of Egypt. And it shall be as a sign in thy hand, and as a memorial before thy eyes. And to the law of the Lord be always in thy mouth, for with a strong hand the Lord hath brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Thou shalt keep this observance of the set time from days to days. And when the Lord shall have brought thee into the land of the Canaanite, as he swore to thee and thy fathers, and shall give it thee, thou shalt set apart all that have made the womb for the Lord, and all that is first brought forth of thy cattle, whatsoever thou shalt have of the male sex, thou shalt consecrate to the Lord. The firstborn of an ass thou shalt change for a sheep, and if thou do not redeem it, thou shalt kill it. And every firstborn of men thou shalt redeem with a price. And when thy son shall ask thee tomorrow, saying, What is this? Thou shalt answer him, With a strong hand did the Lord bring us forth out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. For when Pharaoh was hardened, and would not let us go, the Lord slew every firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of man to the firstborn of beasts. Therefore I sacrifice to the Lord all that openeth the womb of the male sex, and all the firstborn of my sons I redeem. And it shall be as a sign in thy hand, and as a thing hung between thy eyes, for a remembrance, because the Lord hath brought us forth out of Egypt with strong hand. And when Pharaoh had sent out the people, the Lord led them not by the way of the land of the Philistines, which is near, thinking lest perhaps they would repent, if they should see wars arise against them, and would return into Egypt. But he led them about by the way of the desert, which is by the Red Sea, and the children of Israel went about out of the land of Egypt. And Moses took Joseph's bones with him, because he had adjured the children of Israel, saying, God shall visit you, carry out my bones from hence with you. And marching from Succoth, they encamped beneath him in the utmost coast of the wilderness. And the Lord went before them to show the way, by day in a pillar of a cloud, and by night in a pillar of fire, that he might be the guide of their journey at both times. They never failed the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night before the people. Exodus chapter 14. Pharaoh pursued the children of Israel. They murmur against Moses, but are encouraged by him, and pass through the Red Sea. Pharaoh and his army following them are drowned. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel. Let them turn and camp over against Pharaoh, which is between Magdal and the sea, over against Beosephan. He shall encamp before it upon the sea. And Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel, They are straitened in the land, the desert hath shut them in. And they shall harden his heart, and he will pursue you, and they shall be glorified in Pharaoh and in all his army, and the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord. And they did so. And it was told the king of the Egyptians that the people was fled, and the heart of Pharaoh and of his servants was changed with regard to the people. And they said, What meant we to do, that we let Israel go from serving of us? So he made ready his chariot, and took all his people with him. And he took 600 chosen chariots, and all the chariots that were in Egypt, and the captains of the whole army. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued the children of Israel, but they were gone forth in a mighty hand. And when the Egyptians followed the steps of them who were gone forth, they found them encamped at the seaside. All Pharaoh's horse and chariots, and the whole army were in fear hereof, before Beosephan. When Pharaoh drew near, the children of Israel, lifting up their eyes, saw the Egyptians behind them, and they feared exceedingly, and cried to the Lord. And they said to Moses, Perhaps there were no graves in Egypt. Therefore thou hast brought us to die in the wilderness. Why wilt thou do this, to lead us out of Egypt? Is not this the word that we spoke to thee in Egypt, saying, Depart from us, but we may serve the Egyptians? For it was much better to serve them than to die in the wilderness. And Moses said to the people, Fear not, stand, and see the great wonders of the Lord, which he will do this day for the Egyptians, whom ye see now ye shall see no more. The Lord will fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And the Lord said to Moses, Why criest thou to me? Speak to the children of Israel to go forward. But lift thou up thy rod, and stretch forth thy hand over the sea, and divide it, that the children of Israel may go through the midst of the sea on dry ground. And I will harden the heart of the Egyptians to pursue you, and I will be glorified in Pharaoh and all his host, and in his chariots, and in his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I shall be glorified in Pharaoh, and in his chariots, and in his horsemen. And the angel of God, who went before the camp of Israel, removing, went behind them, and together with him the pillar of the cloud, leaving the foreparts, stood behind between the Egyptians' camp and the camp of Israel. And it was a dark cloud, and enlightening the night, so that they could not come at one another all the night. A dark cloud, and enlightening the night. It was a dark cloud to the Egyptians, but enlightened the night to the Israelites by giving them a great light. And when Moses had stretched forth his hand over the sea, the Lord took it away by a strong and burning wind blowing all the night, and turned it into dry ground, and the water was divided. And the children of Israel went in through the midst of the sea dried up, for the water was as a wall on their right hand and on their left. And the Egyptians pursuing went in after them, and all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots and horsemen, through the midst of the sea. And now the morning watch was come, and behold, the Lord looking upon the Egyptian army through the bit of fire and of the conch, slew the horse, and overthrew the wheels of the chariots, and they were carried into the deep. And the Egyptians said, Let us flee from Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against us. And the Lord said to Moses, Stretch forth thy hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots and horsemen. And when Moses had stretched forth his hand towards the sea, it returned at the first break of day to the former place. And as the Egyptians were fleeing away, the waters came upon them, and the Lord shut them up in the middle of the waves. And the waters returned, and covered the chariots and the horsemen of all the army of Pharaoh, who had come into the sea after them, neither did there so much as one of them remain. But the children of Israel marched through the midst of the sea upon dry land, and the waters were to them as a wall on the right hand and on the left, and the Lord delivered Israel in that day out of the hands of the Egyptians. And they saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore, and the mighty hand that the Lord had used against them, and the people feared the Lord, and they believed the Lord and Moses his servant.